Hi, I'm Lisa Michelle. I'm an actor, singer, producer, and now a coach. I want to tell you how you can become a working actor. As an actor who books, an actor who makes money, an actor who gets auditions and plays the role. So who am I to be telling you this? As mentioned, I'm an actor, singer, producer, and all that good stuff, but you should also know that I've been acting for over 20 years, professionally, in film, television, theater, and commercials. I have over 50 IMDb credits in film and television, over 600 live performances as a musical theater performer, and I'm a two-time Canadian Screen Award nominee. Most recently, I played Sarabi in The Lion King, so you can add Queen to that title too. Okay, I don't say all that to brag. What I'm telling you is because I know what it takes to book. I know what it means to be a working actor, and I'd love to share those tips, tricks, resources, and advice to you. First and foremost, to be a working actor, I need you to acknowledge and know and be aware that you are running a business. There's a lot of things to do with business that you're going to have to learn how to do in terms of managing your accounting, your marketing. You want to make sure all of that is straight, and you'll learn as you go along. So don't get overwhelmed from the beginning, but just know that that is something you're going to have to tackle along with the passion side, the art, the creativity, the craft. My next reminder, and I say reminder because you know this already, is you have to train. So you got to get ready and stay ready. No, you don't have to have taken a theater program at a post-secondary school, at a college or university. I actually didn't. I mean, it's advisable. I'm not against it, but I'm letting you know that you can still be a successful working actor without it and still train. That is a must. It is a necessity. You've got to work those muscles. So always be taking classes, training with a private coach, one-on-one, sitting in for classes as an auditor. A lot of classes will let you audit a class either for free or for a reduced cost. In case you weren't sure what classes you want to take and you want to check it out first, you want to get a sense of how the coaching style is, check out auditing as an option. If you can't afford to train right now, you can still be studying. You can read books about acting and the different methods that there are. You can also read autobiographies from your favorite actors. And you can also be reading scripts. Scripts is everything as an actor. So there are so many resources online that you can check out where you can download free scripts. So grab the script of your favorite movie, but really look at it from the lens of an actor. Read the scripts, read the characters, learn the format so that when an audition comes in and you get those sides, looking at scripts is second nature. Now, the easiest and most fun way to study is to watch the shows and the movies and the plays that you would love to be a part of. Study the actors, especially if they're local. Find out who they are. Maybe you can connect with them. Find out where they train, who their agents are. You can learn so much from IMDb, so make that something that you are glued to when you're doing this thing. Now, something else that training helps you with, other than the obvious and honing your craft, is community. I met so many great people from folks that I met in acting class. I'm going to share a great example of that. So a few years back, I took a class at Second City. It was a lot of fun. I didn't know that I wanted to be a comedic actor or anything, but I just knew that improv was a great place for any performer to be. I met a great group of performers. We got along like gangbusters. They were hella talented. We became fast friends, and I even played in their improv troupe for a little while. Years passed, and a few of them in that same troupe, who were in that class, created a web series and cast me as one of the leads. It was excellent. It's called Band Ladies. It led me to my first Canadian Screen Award nomination. So let's rewind. I took a class. It was great. I met some great people. We stayed in contact. We played together. Then they hired me and I got my first Canadian Screen Award nomination. Hello. So fostering and creating a community of actors is so important because not only does it help uplift you and keep you motivated and keep you connected, but it can also lead to paid work. Creators now, producers, aren't just the big guys. They aren't just Disney and Hulu producing things. They're the people you went to class with, producing really great work who pays and can hire you. And they have the firsthand experience of working with you up close and seeing what you can do. So you may even bypass the audition phase. Who knows? But my point is, get out there, get familiar, and become familiar. Now, next up, and I know it's easier said than done, you want to get yourself an agent. If you already have an agent, great. Make sure that you have a good working relationship. And remember that it's a partnership. A lot of people I talk to sometimes have this vibe that like they work for their agent. It's not really like that. The partnership should be mutually beneficial. If you do well, they do well, and vice versa. So don't just sit around and wait for them to send you auditions. Actually communicate with them. Your agent should have a clear knowledge of what your goals are, and hopefully you're on the same page about that. I also personally believe they should be a little bit of a fan of yours. I mean, if they're not excited about you and interested in who you are and what you can do, then how are they selling you and promoting you to casting directors? How are they talking about you? Are they making other people excited about you? So I feel like, okay, maybe not a fan of yours, but they should be very interested in your work. So if you don't have an agent, you definitely need one. Yes, there are open calls. Yes, some casting directors post casting calls online, but those are few and far between. The way the system is currently set up, by and large, for the bigger productions anyways, you want to be with an agent because they're in the loop. So how I found my agent back in the day is I connected with the Performers Union in Canada. That's where I am, Toronto. So our Performers Union here in Canada is ACTRA. And at the time, they had a list of reputable agents. I mean, they didn't vouch for them. You have to do your own due diligence and interviews, all that sort of thing. But they did help to guide you toward who is available in your area and who represents the type of performer that you want to be. But you may want to look at your own local union, depending on wherever you are, Performers Union that is, and see if they offer any guidance or links or resources and how you can find an agent that's right for you. Also, again, we're going to go back to that community. Connect and tap into the actors that you know and find out who's representing them. Who do they enjoy working with? Who might have the confidence to recommend you to their agent or introduce you to their agent? So whenever you do get the opportunity to sit down with that agent or interview with that agent, remember that it's a two-way street. We talked about the mutual partnership. Yes, they are interviewing you to see if they want to represent you, but you also are interviewing them to see if you want them to represent you. See if you're a good fit. Do they like who you are and what you do? Most important. Make sure you are preparing for auditions the way you would prepare for the job. What I mean by that is I personally noticed that there was a very different way for a while that I would prepare a scene and a character if I already booked the job and was scheduled to go on set than I would if I was just doing an audition. And I realized that is totally incorrect. I mean, why would I ever approach an audition with less than 100% when I want them to hire me? I want to be chosen for the role. So I should act like and perform like and prepare like I have the role in order for them to see that too. Now, of course, if you were booked for a job, you'd have a lot more time between the time you got the booking and the time when you're scheduled to be on set for the first time. So you can't prepare for the same amount of time for an audition as you would for a job. However, you can prepare with the same amount of energy and focused attention. So going back to us training and coaching and learning all that stuff about our craft, let's actually apply that when we get an audition. Let's not just memorize lines. Do whatever you can to dissect the character. Do the moment before. Follow the 12 guideposts from the Power of the Actor Chubbuck technique. Do everything you know how to do when it comes to a script and a character and performance that you can and that you have the space, time, and capacity for each and every audition. In another video, which I will link in the description, I talk about what to do between gigs as a working actor, because there will be between gigs. Every contract has an end. So you have to be knowing who you are, knowing that you are still running that business, even when you're not on set or on stage. Now, I give lots of tips in that video about what you can do between gigs, but I think the most important one is taking care of your mindset. It can be so easy to feel like we've lost something in our value when we are not currently hired on a project, and that is just not true. It's just the nature of the business that you won't be on set or on stage every day of the year. Keep your marketing materials fresh. So we're talking your headshot, your resume, your IMDb page, your demo reel, your website, your socials, everything you have that you put out there to represent your likeness, your image, your talents, your gifts. Make sure it's current. And you want to make sure all of these things look good. So make sure you're doing your due diligence when it comes to hiring the right photographer, hiring the right demo reel editor. Again, these are things you can tap into your actors community about. Who are they using? Who do they like? What are their rates? All those sorts of things. So use the resources you have to make sure you're hiring the best professionals to get your marketing materials looking sharp. Okay, this video is getting kind of long because I could talk about this stuff forever. But if you want to know how you and I can work together on a one-on-one basis and level up your career personally, and make you a working, bookable actor, check the link in the description for more info on a course that I'm offering that we can work together and quantum leap you forward, because you deserve to have the career that you desire. This is more than a hobby. It's not a dream job. It is a working profession, and it can be yours if you put the right amount of time, energy, dedication, and focus. So let's figure out what that looks like for you. I'm happy to talk more and connect on a personal basis. Again, check the link in the description for more info on how we can do that, and or subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out my other videos on the biz. Ciao for now.